In Genesis 32 verse 24 following, Jacob wrestles with the angel of the Lord, that is to say the pre-incarnate second person of the Trinity, Jesus himself. Jacob received his new name after this contest, the name of Israel, which means he struggles with God or prince with God. Jacob was in a bad situation, and it was his own shrewd actions in tricking his father that had put his brother Esau's nose out of joint and put him into this bad position. His sense of guilt was all part of the agony he was now enduring, and he wrestled with God and his conscience. He was rendered lame as a result. Wrestling with God is neither scriptural nor advisable, but we certainly aren't to be passive. Paul mentions the weapons of our warfare, 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 4, and goes to great pains to list our suit of armour in Ephesians 6, 10 to 17. Finally, be strong in the Lord, he says, and in his mighty power. Put on the full armour of God, the belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness, your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. Take up the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. We are to wrestle, to fight, to struggle, but not against God, but against the things that prevent us from drawing closer to him. This is the inner battle against sins, wrong attitudes, bitterness, unbelief, fears, doubts, and so on. Paul said, bring every thought into captivity to the obedience of Christ. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7, 10, verse 5. But there are also battles outside of us. We are to be contenders, fighters for the faith of the gospel, Philippians 1:27. We are to know how to give an answer to Christ's detractors, Colossians 4 verse 6. We are to be keepers, guarding with the strength of the Spirit the truth that God has entrusted to us. 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 14. Paul could say at the end of his life, I have fought a good fight. I've finished my course. I've kept the faith. 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 7. Paul wrestled with anything and everything that threatened to come between him and God, and he fought on behalf of everyone he met whose beliefs were ruining their lives. May that be said of us. And here's an important afterthought to finish with. If you can't answer a particular question that somebody brings to you, don't ever try to bluff your way through. Be pleasant, honest, and humble by admitting you don't know the answer. People notice these things.